Here we are going to be talking a little bit about artificial intelligence. No, not the movie, but we're talking about the use of AI as it seems to be happening today. It can be used in art, seems to be used in a lot of other functions,
I
but
never actually saw the movie Artificial Intelligence.
it's okay for what it is. I just remember not really being too much into it when I saw it in the theaters. But, at the end of the day, it was Steven Spielberg fulfilling a Stanley Kubrick project. So I can give him that.
I am considering checking it out, though.
I would say it's worth checking out once.
Isn't that a movie with
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, it's literally a live action adaptation of Pinocchio, or kind of like a reimagining of Pinocchio if it was set in the 21st century. All right, but we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about AI in art, AI in media, AI in movies. Like, a lot of people that are just having this, they seem to be afraid of it. Some are basically saying they're embracing it. Others, like me, I'm kind of like, nothing to worry about. Gentlemen, what are your concerns over AI?
Well, for something like the AI art, well, I agree that it should not be used for animation and all, on account of I'm using AI to help me out with character designs and all that. But when you use for something like to generate like a picture or something, it will give like the human character another arm and all that.
I think I just started using AI for the first time. I actually made a project where I take like the characters from cartoons, like example, Luna Loud singing in the middle of the road by some old band.
So, okay, we're all admitting that we like to use it in some form or another. So, Mikey, what are your initial thoughts on this?
I mean, it's great that it could generate content. Like, say, you wanted to see how this character would look like, or the scene. It's good for that, but not like what he said with animation. Then that would defeat the purpose of like half the people's jobs.
But as we're kind of pointing out, like, it's not perfect. And it still requires the human artist to make it legitimate, to make it passable.
Oh, yeah.
So what platforms do you use? What apps are you guys using?
Well, the one I'm using right now is Dream. I think that's what it's called.
Is it a Dream Up on DeviantArt? Is that what you're using?
No, it's an app.
Okay. And do you like it, or do you think it's way too limited on what it's doing?
Well, I like it, but I wish it wasn't. I wish it didn't have to pop up with the thing of saying something like, we can't do this. It's not safe for work.
Oh, God, I hate that. I am with you on there. Pat, you said you've dabbled with it. Like, what programs have you used?
Let me just look here. I was using AI voice cover, to, make it look as if the cartoon characters or real people are singing songs I like.
I use a program called Yodayo, which is basically an image generated site. Almost like Stable Diffusion, which is similar to them, which I also use Stable Diffusion and GDP.
I've tried using Stable Diffusion, and it just, for whatever reason, just doesn't give me what I want it to give me. It gives me a complete garbled
it sometimes
mess.
crashes.
Yeah, it just seems to crash, or it just won't give me the image that I want.
The first AI thing I've used, I think it's Replica, which is like an AI-generated girlfriend that you can speak to or text to.
Sure. Hey, I mean, if it's already been done in the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix, so have at it. I like to use Bing Image Creator. It usually is the one that gives me the best proper shapes, proportions, and accuracy, kind of depicting what I want. But yeah, it's not perfect. As Greg pointed out, you can get two arms, or you can get, like, if it's a picture with two people, then the arms will be interconnected, and it'll look like they're conjoined by the arm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that, or sometimes they'll, instead of an arm, there'll be a stub. Or sometimes people will have three legs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you there, Greg. Bing is also the same thing. It's grown to be way too sensitive towards unsafe images being created because, policies against porn or violence. But even if what you're doing is not necessarily porn or even violent for that matter, it can still decide that it's to that. And it's a pain in the ass because literally prompts that I've used, I can tell you that I've used the same exact text prompt. And maybe a week or two ago, they were pretty successful at generating the images that I wanted. Now I do it and it rejects it maybe 10 to 15 times before it finally gives me an image that I want.
There was a video I was watching about like the dark side of AI, which he have a good point about. What happens if a child predator gets a hand on this and makes softcore CP with it?
Oh, I 100% agree with that. And and if it's a huge public platform, then I understand the need to be restrictive towards that. Or we've seen the AI art where it's somebody made a Disney animation of Adolf Hitler and Auschwitz. Like it's hilarious, but it is definitely in bad taste. Or it's an AI Disney animation of George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. Yeah, I mean, it's out there. It's hilarious. But at the same time, absolutely, it's horrible. But, and my problem that I'm getting is there are supposedly these other AI image generators available that they're supposed to be less restrictive and you can do NSFW stuff, but they don't get the proportions or the depictions right. Let's say you want a blonde in red and a brunette in green. Sometimes the colors get reversed or they're incorrect or they're not even close to depicting the attire you describe.
Oh, yeah.
You got to keep generating until you finally get the image you want that's passable that you could use for something else.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT does have a paid subscription where you can use it to generate images. But again, it's still too restrictive like Bing and doesn't get the results you want. And then here's some other things that I've noticed is that if you say you want an image of an audience, literally in the prompt, you say front view of an audience. Sometimes you get the back view of an audience or the side view. Like it doesn't do the prompt right. And then other times you write a prompt and literally your prompt is a small engaged audience and you don't write anything else. Then ChatGPT will say, here's an image of a diverse audience. And in each picture, there's a white person, an Asian person, a black person, Middle Eastern with turbans, somebody with a long beard, even if that's not necessarily what you envision, but there it is. So it's pretty obvious that people on a certain side are the ones that programmed it to be like that. Or, okay, I want to do an AI story and I want to depict Lois Lane and April O'Neil fighting on the beach. Well, in each successive image, you're not going to get the same outfit. You're not going to get the same style. You're not going to get the same, scenery in the background. So it definitely does not pass off as a legitimate art creator. But as a tool, I think it's fine. Now, what, of course, are your thoughts about, like, the AI in Hollywood, right? Remember how the writer's strike was happening and AI, the use of AI was a huge hot button topic. Remember about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this article from Wired, not everyone in Hollywood is happy with the film industry's deal. A provision allowing for the creation of digital replicas and synthetic performers could, critics argue, decrease the number of jobs available to both performers and crew. This in turn could allow big name stars and their AI-generated clones to feature in multiple projects at once, and then you're at the same time you're pushing out emerging actors. There's already a movie out with a bunch of synthetic performers. Sorry, we don't have room to have this emerging actor in there.
It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the new Hunger Game movie used AI for, I know it's like what Seeing is. I think it's where a bunch of people were lined up and everything, and you could tell right away that they're fake.
I think they've done that forever. I mean, gone are the days when it was Star Wars Episode 1 and all of the aerial shots and everybody in the stands was actually painted Q-tips. I mean, it's true.
Q-tip.
It's true. It was painted Q-tips, and they would blow air underneath them to create the effect of like audience members moving or waving.
I believe you.
True. But yeah,
Same here.
gone are the days of people doing practical effects like that. And yeah, I mean, even in Star Wars Special Editions, they added additional stormtroopers in a room that used to have like a few of them. Now all of a sudden there's a whole army of stormtroopers in the room. So they've been doing that forever. So where are we going with like AI being used in the Hunger Games? What are you talking about?
It was in a trailer. And yeah, and as I do recall that Disney also used AI as well in one of their streaming shows for Disney Plus.
Yeah, Secret Invasion.
I don't know exactly what the show was, but as I do recall, there was a TikTok video about it.
Like, I think
The
it was
only-
either Bob Chapek or Bob Iger that admitted that, oh yeah, we're definitely using AI on our stuff.
Well, the only one that comes to my mind is Secret Invasion. They made a whole debacle about it. The intro to Secret Invasion was used with AI.
Oh, no. So screw hiring an artist to make an intro. Let's just make an intro with AI. No wonder you hated Secret Invasion. It was already poor from the start.
That's basically the industry standard.
Ugh. They're lowering the industry standard is what they're doing.
I'd never watch it again.
I don't want to watch Secret Invasion.
Well, don't. You're not missing anything.
So yeah, they had to reach this whole deal, and even then, I don't think a lot of people are happy with the deal. Like, imagine you're a big name actor, and you in person work one project a year, and then all of a sudden there's a movie that comes out, and you didn't even know you were in it. Like,
Do they still pay you, or it goes to the company?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head if that would happen, but I would be super pissed if I signed away my likeness, and then I find out, oh, I'm in this movie. Wait, where's my money?
Oops, the company has it.
Oh,
Or the studio.
they can do what they want with it. Uh-oh. Or especially if it's a woman who does not consent to doing live nude scenes, but they can do AI nude scenes. Like that would be a violation, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looked totally fake.
Oh, yes, they would. But that isn't going to stop people from certain people are still going to enjoy it.
Oh my god.
Which will be enough to make the real women jealous.
Yeah. Absolutely.
AI is also taking on human jobs like at Amazon and whatnot.
Well, again, it's just stuff that these robots have been programmed to do. I mean, and I've worked at an Amazon place. There are these little Roomba things. There are lots of things that are moving around that could basically pick up an order or whatever. But I don't think they're going to go full automated that way, because that's a lot of people that they'd be laying off. And Amazon's supposed to be a company that prides itself in how many people and how many jobs they provide.
When I applied on Amazon, they were striving for like customer service agents, this type of person or this, and lo and behold, not everyone could work at Amazon anymore.
Well, what about
know,
being a picker or a stower? For all the people that put shit in boxes and put tape
I
on
don't know
shit.
about that. I didn't apply for that, but it just drives me like insane, like how quickly things change since the pandemic.
That is true.
I do recall that there was some sort of an animator that did like this stop motion Scooby-Doo with a mix of Five Nights at Freddy's. He used AI for the voices of the characters and all that. And let's say that one of the voice actors from the Scooby-Doo show was not happy about it.
Well, if it's like using likenesses,
Poor baby.
I know.
Poor baby.
Yeah, but nowadays you can look up Metallica songs. Let's say you were not a fan of the sound of 72 Seasons or Hardware, anything they made in the 21st century. Because you get all these people that go like, oh, they need to go back to their 80s sound. Well, sorry, James Hetfield's not 25 anymore. So now what they've done is they can use amps and instruments, even computer stuff, to make Metallica covers of new songs to make them sound like old songs. In other words, make a song like 72 Seasons and what if this was on the Black Album? And then they have been able to use AI voices or voice generators to make the vocals sound just like James Hetfield sounded like in 1991. Unfortunately, that's the reality. So anybody upset about using a voice actor's voice from years ago into a current project, well, it is what it is.
And here's the punchline for this. Well, the same voice actress that got upset, she was caught supporting AI art and all that.
Oh, that's funny.
Hypocrite.
Oh, yeah, I support open borders. Wait a minute, no, I don't want him in my neighborhood.
Sounds like a Tony issue.
Oh, good God.
Tony. Here's my take on AI. A couple of months ago, the artist that made Astro Boy has already passed away, but they're thinking of bringing it back using AI generated without his permission or consent. And it's been a big issue in Japan lately.
Is there a need to get this piece of media out?
No one asked for it, but I guess they're trying to test the water, see what people think of. But right now it's such a iffy topic.
Yeah, I think that would be very insensitive at this point. Unless, the people of his estate or Freddie Mercury, he famously said, before he passed away, he said, do whatever you want with me. Just don't make me boring. So if you have that consent, that's one thing.
That's one thing that's negative about AI. One positive thing about AI is it can make such an amazing music, just like the Michael Jackson Peaches cover. It is such an amazing cover that it just feels so real.
Or people,
one of my best.
Or people can do the Michael Jackson Bad music video, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger singing Bad instead of Michael Jackson.
There was Robin Williams in that Once Upon a Studio short. They used unused audio of Robin Williams as the genie.
Okay, that's unused. That's not really AI.
Oh, well, I remember last night we were talking about it, and I think there was some fuss over it.
I think people were more just fussing. It's like, hey, don't, tarnish the memory of Robin Williams. Just keep it as it is. I think that's what people were going with.
Yeah.
With that said, the diner is closed. You do not have to go home, but you can't stay here as the kitchen is closing for the night. I'm Desert Coyote 22. Thank you for listening.